Yeah, Dan, I have no idea why that would have done that to you. I didn't knock it off, unless maybe it decided to knock it off. I don't have any idea. I barely know how to type, so it may cut it out on you. Hell, I don't know. It's possible. Very possible. Hey, Chucky. The Triple M in the house. Jeff from Two Hacks, Dan, Hunter, Colleen. Gotta go through all these. Jeez whiz. Oh, it's a going. I got home kind of late and the wind was blowing so hard. My arms are tired. My eyes are tired. Can't hear nothing because of wind noise. I should be out there finishing my engine. I got everything. I don't want to. Honestly, I don't want to. I got to make a road trip this week, end Saturday. Do some wrenching, and then I got a road trip back home. Got to make a delivery. Hell, them 318s will run without that shit. We'll be putting that stuff in there. Should I read? So what's going on? Anything new? Anybody get a new car, new project, new life? Because all we do is work on cars. If I tried to do anything else, I'd be really awful. I'd be terrible at it. And Hunter, there are so many old Pontiacs up here near me. If I had a big trailer, I'd make a round in my semi and grab them all. Hey, Country Mile, there's Kim Barrows. Ooh, Dan's stepping up in the world. Allergen Plus filter. There's Buff. Buff's on vacation, I guess. Are you seriously staying in a treehouse, man? A treehouse.
I mean, it's kind of vacation.
Kinda.
Like I dropped off an engine to Ed's machine. Ed is in Arkansas. And I said, well, how about we just take the long way back and meander it over to, more the central side of Arkansas. And then I'll meander up through Missouri and end up back in Kansas.
You actually went to one of my favorite towns that my parents ever took me as a child. Eureka Springs, Missouri.
Arkansas.
Sorry, Arkansas.
Yep. And I will tell you that I remember seeing it before, but I don't remember actually like going through the town and touring it and actually visiting places. And wow, there's been a lot that's gone on.
Did you go up the hillside to the statue and look out over? Oh, man. I don't use the word beautiful a lot, but that is like the most beautiful, gorgeous scene you've ever seen. You get up in there and you just look out, you can see the whole town across the top.
And then we went to the top of the hotel, which is on the other mountain, on the other side of the valley.
Yep.
And they have a lookout that looks at the statue. So you actually can look at each other across the valley.
It really is.
It's the weirdest built town, and I get why it is the way it is now because we took the historical tour and all that. But a town that you have the pinnacle, which is the hotel at the top, and then the entire town meanders its way down the mountain along these side streets and these curvy roads, and then the whole downtown's actually on this hill, but 20 feet higher than it was when it was first built, because mud came down and took out the town. And so they limestoned up these roads. You're literally driving on limestone slabs all the way down the hill. It's
train
crazy.
track. Like, is the train track still there?
Yep.
All that stuff. Wow. Oh, there we go.
There's the train. Chucky. Yep, at the bottom. Hey, it's Chucky.
What's up?
Oh, you know.
Not much. But I'll tell you, there's a little restaurant here called Ermilio's, and they have probably some of the best Italian food I've ever had. And they have this dessert cake that is probably the best thing I've ever eaten. Because who needs beer when you have cake?
I don't know. I probably still need the beer.
It'd probably be pretty good with the cake.
Yeah, Budweiser and cake don't go together.
I mean, what is that one with the, is it, dang it, can't think of it. Busch Light apple. I bet that would be pretty good.
I've tried that, and I was not very enthused with it.
I'm saying with cake.
Oh, with cake. It may be.
It would probably go better with wine, but I'm not a wine connoisseur.
No.
But it tastes pretty good.
Sorry, my voice is kind of scratchy. I literally welded through 17 pounds of welding rods today at work through rust and everything else. Yeah, so 17 pounds of 5/32 welding rods. It's a good day. 12 hours of welding.
Well, your lungs ought to be good and strong.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to die.
Hunter says he'd rather have cake every day. I'm kind of right there with you, man.
I'm starting to look like I eat cake every day.
It's vacation for me. Anymore. I don't get cake that often, so not even on my birthday.
I had to go to prison today, so.
What?
Oh yeah, I delivered.
Picking up or dropping off?
Did you say we're prison?
I had to.
He said prison.
To Statesville Prison in Northern Illinois, like the Statesville Prison. But I only have to go to the warehouse side of it. There's like little warehouses around it. Most of them, that is the only one that has a warehouse. I've been to, and I won't go in them no more. They used to send me to all the prisons. And I'm like, every time you go in, I had to pull my damn truck in this gated thing. They check it out. They rip apart your damn truck. I can't have nothing. And I carry a knife with me, so I have to turn all that in. I got to give them all my electronics. And I'm like, you know what? I said, I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah.
I said, if it ain't a warehouse, I ain't going. I'm not giving anybody my shit.
Right.
That I'm done. Not to mention, if they run your license and you got so much as a freaking, farting in the wrong direction, then they have to have the superintendent come down and make sure that they can allow you in there. And it's like, I'm not doing this no more, guys. It's not worth it. It doesn't pay me well. I'll just stay home.
Yeah.
I've been threatening them things. I had to go to Menard Prison in Illinois, in Southern Illinois. It's the worst prison in the state. And I got threatened. I got everything else, but I got in a fist fight with one of the inmates, and the guy's like, it was so bad you had to have one guard in the truck with me in the truck, one guard on my step.
Yep.
I'm literally driving through these people in a big old semi, 53-footer. I got a W900 Kenworth,
Oh, yeah.
And had to back into this little bitty room, and then I had to stand there. I had to give the guard my keys, and he would hide them, and then I would have to stand by the guard at the back of the truck while they're unloading this thing because they didn't have a dock.
Right.
Yep.
And this guy comes up to me. He goes, pretty scared, aren't you? great big dude, dreadlocks, the whole 9 yards. I said, I ain't scared of you. And the guard told me before I got out of the truck, he said, don't talk to him because they're just going to try to, intimidate you and all this kind of crap. And I said, I ain't scared of you. Why would I be scared of you? He says, you should be scared of me. And this guard's like, hey, I told you that. I said, no. I said, why should I be scared of you? You're the one that's going to a cell. I'm going to go home, eat a steak, and have a beer. Why am I scared of you? This motherfucker, this dude's eyes got this big. The guard, he goes, we're done and we're going. He goes, I thought I told you, you broke protocol. I should be kicking your ass out of here. And I said, I'm not going to take that from some asshole that's in prison for whatever he's in here. He goes, multiple homicide. I said, really? He goes, yeah. I said, so he went around and shot some people in Chicago. He goes, no, he was strangling sons of bitches in St. Louis. Oh. In East St. Louis with his bear. He's a big boy. He was bigger than me. But I was like, I'm for lack of a better term, I'm not your bitch. Don't be talking to me like I'm not the one in here. You are.
Mm-hmm.
I think the scariest I've ever been, I've said before that I used to live in Missouri for just a year. I'm from Alabama, born in Alabama, raised in Alabama. I moved to Missouri for a job for the same company I worked. Anyway, I broke down now the very first gambler I ever built, that Ford Taurus. If any of y'all ever watched that video, well, that's what I drove back and forth from Missouri to Alabama for a year or so. Anyway, I broke down in downtown St. Louis one day at about 8:30 in the evening. And, I'm a 5'6" on a good day with tall boots on. Little white guy. Broke down and, it was not good. I'm glad I had 2 9mm and extra clips. And I had to flash those a couple times so I wouldn't get killed. But, I was probably the nervous. I had one dude walk up to me and go, he pretty much said what you said, but I'm going to make you my witch. But
right.
I'm like, no, I promise you ain't. I'm like, I'll die. I'm like, no, I got this right here and this right here. You're not going to do that. Yeah, that's probably. I probably built the prison doors for that prison before I went to work in the steel mill I work at. I used to build prison doors at a fab shop. Yeah.
You always got to put in a back door to those so that you never know. You might need.
You never know. You never know.
I built these doors. Hold on. Let's just reach over here. Look at that. I can undo it. Yeah.
5'7" on heels. You're absolutely right. By God, I'll take every inch I can get. You know what I mean?
That's why, you know what? That's why I don't get a lot of crap because, around here people know me, but they get out of here, nobody knows about me. And they'll, if you come around here and say, so, oh, no. They'll put their head down. And because I'm 6'3", right now, I'm 220.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time I was going to the prisons like that, I was about 255.
Oh.
And, so I was bigger than most of the people in there.
Yeah.
So it was like, and it wasn't all, I wasn't like gut hanging out or nothing. I was just big. I ate well. It seems like the older I get, the skinnier I get. It might be the 2 to 3 packs a day, but who's,
Well, I can say that I've probably been in the best shape I've ever been until this week. I've been in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Right now,
it's been really good food here.
At No Name Nationals time, I was about where I was when I graduated high school.
Man,
but you and I, we
215.
We didn't really eat or drink or anything. No, we just lived under our cars.
Pretty much days before that, I lost a whole lot of weight.
So I lived under a big rig.
If I ever get it released.
I lived under a big rig in my dad was the owner operator. So by the time I was 8 years old, I knew every grease point under an international cab over that there was. And so that's what I grew up doing was just big rigs, breaking down tires, international, long nose Pete, you name it. Like my dad was home, he had a thing. If I'm home, you working. You're going to know how to turn a wrench and hold a flashlight. And by God, I got hollered at a lot by holding a flashlight.
Yeah.
They never do it right. It's
Never
never
do.
right.
Never do.
Well, you always did it right. It's just they'd bust their thumb or something, and then it was all your fault. It was because you didn't have the light on it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now I don't know. I was going to release a bunch of crap from right before No Name Nationals, but now all the footage is messed up. That's
What
why
happened to it?
I'm pretty much done with my GoPro 9. I might as well just have a video of me running it over with the.
So when I first started,
reset that son of a bitch to its original form with a brand new spanking battery in it. Jump. That thing, you'll be right in the middle of something, it'll shut off. And now my GoPro 10's overheating.
So my 8 has the same problem, and I will turn it on, and it may get 20 seconds, it may get 2 minutes, it may do 20 minutes, and you just hear it go beep beep. So I always have a second, maybe even third camera going. I want the GoPro because GoPro has really good video. It has pretty good mic for what it is, but I feel like every time I've tried to rely on it, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
And it's not saying the old iPhone isn't any better. Sometimes it flinches out on me, and my DSLR has been the most reliable, but it's more limited on what kind of video it shoots because it's such a big camera.
How many cameras do y'all normally use? I got my first GoPro today.
Which one did you get?
I got the GoPro 7 Hero.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
All you need.
I never heard a damn thing bad about those.
How many?
It's the 8 and 9.
Okay,
Those suck.
So
my
clear
has been giving me fits lately, but I think it's because of the card I have in it. I need a better card for it. It's just not happy. Plus, I went through and I drive all day, so I may or may not watch a lot of videos.
I don't do that either.
Well, I'm going down the road, and it's been
not at all.
No,
it's been all editing stuff and how to set your camera for the best footage possible. So
that's kind of the key, right? It's making sure you got all the settings just right.
And I recorded a bunch of stuff of me building the heads and different stuff on this engine. And I went back in and I looked at my new footage after I learned how to use it and looked back at some of my old, just the raw, it's just raw, did a side by side. And I was like, yep, shit. I should have been doing this the whole time, because now I'm recording at 4K 120, right?
Yep.
And some things I'm doing in linear, the standard 4K 120 linear, and some things I'm doing 4K 120 wide cinematic. That way, if I got the camera, say it's 10 foot away from me, because I want to zoom in on stuff, because I'm learning to do that too with that Adobe Premiere, and it's awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
And I can slow-mo things and it won't get grainy.
Right.
But I put it out in front of me, and that way it focuses on the first thing that you pinpointed on, which is me talking.
Hey.
Amber.
Hi, Amber.
Hi, Josh. Buff. My bad.
Yeah, don't call
It's all
it.
good.
No. But
Jay gets away with it. Him and my mom. That's it.
Okay, my bad. I'll remember that.
It's okay, Amber.
But it focuses on me right here on the first thing you set it on, and then everything else is kind of blurry. But then it'll also come back if you get closer, like you want to show something up to the camera, it focuses in on that and it'll clear itself up. Instead of, if I try to get something close, it gets blurry. But
right.
I use a GoPro 9, a GoPro 10. The 9 I'm about to just throw in the pond next door. And I use this old Samsung Note 8. This thing, every short I've ever made is right here. All them videos like this is all sideways.
Yeah. Because my next
I would
video,
say.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I've got the GoPro 8, which I really kicked myself wishing I got the 9, but now the 10 came out and I kind of like it better.
So they got the 11 out.
Yeah, and then I've got a 13 and what's this? A 14? Is that the newest one?
I got a 8.
The iPhone.
Yeah, I've got 13 and a 14. No, maybe I had 11 and a 14. Either way, they both shoot in 4K, and then I've got a Canon DSLR, big body camera, and
I
then,
need one of them.
Shotgun mic. I've got lapel mics. I'll tell you, half the time I don't use mics, and you can tell in the sound.
Yeah.
And I've got a Mavic Mini drone that I love that thing, but I don't use it enough.
I got too many trees. I just
so do I. That's how I.
Son of a bitch would be stuck in a tree in 5 minutes because I can't fly nothing.
Well,
it
it has collision avoidance if it can detect it.
Right.
Mine does anyway. My old one did not.
I was talking to Kevin. We know who we're talking about, Kevin, and he told me just use your phone. He says he's got that big expensive camera, and he says sometimes his phone does better. Oh, look who we got here. Speaking of which.
Oh my gosh. Let's cover that number. I don't want to see that number.
I don't either. I did pass 140 today, though.
Good.
Look at that, 140. Anybody who says it can't be done, 140 subs already.
He gonna breeze it.
What? 245 days, man. You're going to be at 1,000 before No Name. I'm telling you.
Well, I hope so. So Buff and I the other day, Buff gave me some really good constructive criticism, and I really appreciate about him because, and I'm a no bullcrap kind of guy. I don't want to be sugar-coated. He's like, you rambled too much in your last video. I'm like, and
hold on now. That. I worded it differently.
You did. No, you did. He did. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I promise you. He said it very polite, but I took it as like, look, dumbass. You rumbled way too much about how to turn to, Anyway, so like I have thought all week on how to do my next video, and my next video is kind of what I alluded to you. Is I'm going to try to cross a part of Smith Lake in the Buick. I'm going to bury it.
Yeah, do it. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
I'm going to sink it.
I'm telling you, you've got the personality, you've got the content. As long as you can streamline it to keep everybody engaged, you've got a hit for sure.
I'll tell you, since you guys brought it up, we always talk about the No Name 500 guys as they join and have various thoughts. I'll see their channel, I'll check it out. Like, when 38 POS Racing joined us, I said, hey, Dallas, check it out. This guy drove 12 hours in a 59 Chevy from Nebraska. I thought, well, that was pretty cool. And, and when different people join, we have different things. The thing I noted about Chucky was, I said, man, that Buick is cool. That Buick is cool. I said, if he cannot cram a 3-minute video into 8, I said, and just be himself, this guy's going to be a rock star. Well, seriously, that was exactly what I said.
And I'm trying to work on that. Because I guess to me, when I watch a YouTube video on a how-to, I want it to be very thorough. But I understand.
Right. That's the thing, though. You have what we can't teach.
Right.
You have a great personality. I mean, you're authentic. And I know that if you are you on camera, people are going to follow you. You're just cool. You have that thing you can't teach. So
I just want to put out there. So when I first started, I thought, well, I want to do, do it yourself at home stuff, that kind of thing. And what I realized is that's not who I am. I am not the guy that knows all this stuff. And I'm also not a very technical guy. I like to just wing it a lot. And I'm not quite Dalton at Pole Barn Garage wing it. I'm learning. But what I see out of Chucky is you're not the guy that's going to teach me how to, work on my heads or even gap a piston. You're the guy that's going to teach me all the stuff I shouldn't be doing. That's a lot more fun. And as long as I am watching your channel, I want to be entertained because your personality is just that.
This is my whole channel. Right. And I was going to talk about this whenever I went on the Pontiac Tour Hour. A friend and I, so me and him work together for about 15 years now. We're driving to work one day. Him and I do the Gambler together, and y'all are going to see his car next week. We built his. and it's a Toyota Camry that it should not do things just like the Buick does. If y'all ever watch my shorts, y'all or my TikTok, y'all see me say it's a Camry thing. Yeah, we sunk it, and it took 16,000 pounds of winch to pull it out.
But see,
Yeah.
I find myself saying, if I want to watch anybody attempt to get a Buick across the creek, it's Chucky.
Yeah, yep.
It just seems so right. It doesn't
Well,
seem
Y'all just wait
staged
till
at all.
next week because I'm sending it. I've done sealed off the computer. I've done got my battery disconnect, make sure it's ready to go because it's going to be flooded.
You strike me as the guy who's done this before or would do
I
this
have.
in the natural
Several
course
times.
of events of your life.
I have. And I've
Well-
always been one of those guys where, and I'm not saying this braggingly, I can go buy me a rock buggy tomorrow. That's not fun. Anybody can do that. I want to be original. I want to do something that is fun, that is cheap, that a guy who makes $30,000 a year can go do what I do. Because that is
You make
America.
$30,000 a year? Wow, you're rich.
I was going to say.
I can't remember who, it might have been you, Buff, that I told, because I was on with Square Body's thing with Travis and all that, and Chucky was on there. That was the first time I ever seen him. I was, who the hell is this guy? We're in the middle of talking, and he's like sitting there drinking a beer, chewing on chaw, and I see this ratty ass Buick huge thing behind him, and all of a sudden he goes, "God damn, look at the size of that rat." He starts talking. I was like, "Oh God, this guy!" And there's another damn rat. He's sitting in his garage. It's like,
Yes.
Nice garage. He's got rats running around.
Because I said,
a rat.
that's a YouTube right there. It's just watch Chucky chase the rats in his garage. I'm telling you.
And the bad thing, I've never seen a rat in my shop until
He's
that
got
day.
I was gonna say,
killed
you've
him
got
off
the
and then.
cadence and the personality to just be huge.
Well,
Because
and that's what a bunch of guys told me at work. And I'll be honest with y'all, this is kind of weird for me to admit this now. The reason I didn't start a YouTube channel years ago is because I've had about 6 of my teeth knocked out. And I've always been like,
so what?
Man, my teeth look
No
horrible.
one cares. No one will care.
I get it.
Yeah.
Trust me, I get
Trust
it.
me.
No, you're good. You are fine. Just
Because I will tell you,
keep going.
so the way I got the Chucky name is I work swing shift. 1 week I work days, 1 week I work nights. Today I work days. I go back Friday night. And so I'm on my way home one morning, and y'all would love to have seen what I drove back then. I drove an S10 that had a flatbed on it because I thought it was cool. And it had the Iron Duke 2.5 in it with a 5-speed. And if you didn't
that's
like
even
it,
cooler.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I
loved
like
it.
that, actually.
You can't beat it. Anyway, I fell asleep. I hit a big rig that was broke down on the side of the road. I flipped 7 times. My head went through the windshield. I was pronounced dead on sight.
Gosh.
I moved my hand, and the lady said I'm alive. I get med flighted. I get 500 stitches in my face, 300 in my mouth, reconstructive nose surgery. I was at the beach 3 days later because we had a planned vacation. And I didn't do nothing else. But I had, this whole side of my face was peeled off. And I have this huge scar across my face. Well, hence the Chucky name came about.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I got the name Chucky.
It's part of the charm, though, man. It's your gimmick.
It is.
I like it.
And then that's what, a lot of my buddies are like, man, you're just naturally funny. You naturally get along with everybody, and you build stuff that's not natural. The stuff
It's perfect. That's YouTube gold right
I'm telling you, that's
YouTube
what I'm
gold.
saying. Just do more videos, get on camera more, and just do it, and you'll refine the process later. People will like you and what you're doing.
I can tell you another
if you
thing.
do at least one a week, you're gonna nail your audience. But I'm telling you right now, if you could squeeze out 2 a week, maybe 3, just even the shorts. But I'm saying I want to see that one, about that 5 to 10 minute video of you trying to cross this water, whatever it is. That's a video that's going to make me sit down and go, okay, this is stupid. But really, I want to see the shorts that make me want to go watch it. And just like you said, you got TikTok and all that. draw me in with those little 15 to 20-second videos to go watch the longer video and go,
Right.
I just wasted this much time of my life and it was worth it. That's really what I want.
And that's what I've been trying to do. But like, the reason I've been building this trailer is because I don't want to put that car on the road right now. Because I do value, like this sounds bad, and I'm not trying to say this bad to anybody else. I'm not worried about me wrapping that car around a tree. But if my son to somebody else is in another vehicle, that car ain't getting on the road.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope everybody else has that same mentality. My 6-year-old son,
For the most part,
you know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you what, if there's a couple of things, just general things I tell people getting started building the channel that we've figured out from these content creator workshops and everybody else's analytics, because we share a lot. This community, we figure out a lot of what works and what doesn't. But one, remember when you're new, people don't take a chance on your 20 and 25-minute videos. Your established audience takes a chance on your 20, 25-minute videos. So make sure you make like 2 or 3-minute videos, because those are basically the trailer for who you are in your channel. Those are commercials to building up to your content. And then once you have an audience, when you have an audience, you can do longer videos. Well, that's one thing. And number 2, really work on titling your stuff right.
Yeah, so that's one thing Buck and I have talked about a lot.
Yeah, you get 100 characters, right? 100 characters in a title. Use them wisely. So like if that Buick, put the Buick and the make and the model, and make sure you put, if there are words that are applicable, like I know everybody likes to overuse abandon, everybody likes to overuse certain things.
Barn find.
Right. Yeah. But when something is applicable, you can use it. It's not clickbait. But
I'm telling you, if you have Buick, you have Buick Gambler car goes down the racetrack or drags down the whatever, anything like that. That's gold.
But the thing,
I got the stickers made today because of you, Iris. Probable cause will be on the front.
I'm telling you, that will be huge. But probable cause crosses the lake.
But remember, don't title the videos for your buddies who are already looking at it or who are already.
That's the thumbnail. That's where you want to put it in the thumbnail.
The title, you want to title it so that somebody you never know and will never cross paths with who works at Alibaba in China. You want that guy to find that video. So you put the make a car, the model a car, the year a car, exactly what you're doing. Use that 100 characters like I have only 100 characters to make sure this message in a bottle finds that guy on the other side of the world, literally. The thumbnail is what you make to make them click once it gets in front of them, because the thumbnail grabs them off the page, but the title got it to their page on their screen. The thumbnail made them click on it, and then the 2 minutes you get behind the camera is what gets them to come back. And if you nail 3, you're going to grow your subs.
So like my editing thing, which I don't know what it's called because it was already on my computer. I tried downloading DaVinci editing, and it destroyed my computer. I had to delete it.
Who was it that just? I mean, I use Adobe.
That was what Travis uses.
What kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
iMovie is free. iMovie is free.
I use iPhone.
I use iMovie. Now I also use Adobe, just like Jay. Premiere and there's another one I was using too, but iMovie's free and it works.
Here's another one.
I tried using my phone to edit my videos. Well, now I don't have enough storage, so I've added all my photos off my phone onto like a Facebook private. I got one of those. Yes,
you need that.
And so
here's the thing, though. You don't even have to go to the editor. If you have an iPhone and you're making 2 or 3 minute videos, do them in one take and just use the crop feature to chop off the 10 seconds or whatever at the beginning, where you're walking away from the camera and got it on your feet and looking at it, and just cut that off, and then cut off the end where you're walking back to it and doing this stuff, turning the video off. Just cut the ends off so that it's clean and just one take and send it. Because people will posture forever thinking about editing something.
So I got a lot of videos I'm about to make. Like I just bought a 86 Toyota 4-wheel drive 5-speed van.
I like that.
These are valuable.
2 hats.
Get a lot of them.
What is that?
These are 4 terabyte hard drives,
Okay.
and 3 of these are maxed out already.
Yeah,
So
I ended up buying an outboard, like
Yeah.
a 16 terabyte outboard. With my finished products, I can dump them all in that damn thing.
2
All right,
hats.
that
To
really-
answer your question, I'm talking to a guy right now with an LTD station wagon, and he's got a Ford Fairmont with 300 straight 60, and I'm trying to get from him. But I'm
that
trying
family chuckster, I love that.
Because my
That's
son
perfect.
calls himself, because my son all the time was like, Dad, can I have a nickname? I'm like, well, what do you want your nickname to be? He goes, I want to be called Little Chuck. I was like, well, I mean, if it's what you just want to be called, okay.
Yep.
And I love
You
that
know-
my
you know
son's
what-
into it. Like, I love that. Like, my son loves, like, that. He goes, Dad, you're going to hit platinum on YouTube. I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever platinum is.
That's 100,000.
I got a good idea that would work really good for your car. What year is it?
It's a 2000.
Oh, that might really work. So you get these bogus car warranty calls all the time, right? Well, call them up and just see how. Okay, your challenge is on your video, one take. See how long you can keep these people on the line and record the call. So set up your camera. Yeah, set up your camera. Have somebody, but do it on a tripod so that we're not watching this, because that would be really, because you're sitting still, right? So set the camera on a tripod and call them and see how long you can keep them on the line, seeing if you can buy a warranty from them. and so you tell them 2,000, they might actually warrant that. If they hang up on you a time or two, then you might need to say, okay, it's a 2005 or something.
That's right.
It's a 2005 with 5 years experience. That'll go right over something's head. You can just keep going. And then you get you start asking them, if it'll cover dealer installed accessories. Say, okay, I've got dealer installed accessories. It has a 2-inch lift. And just keep going with it. All right, but see how long you can keep these people on the line to get a warranty.
The funniest
Custom
thing,
suspension, custom wheels.
Custom tire rods.
It has a tow package with a winch. I mean, that's gotta be extra.
Yeah, and then what you do is you tell them, say, well, I had a warranty on this, and they told me that when the sediment line is more than a third of the way up the windshield, they won't honor it. What about you guys? And there's a lot of things you could do with this. You could just say, look, is the snorkel under warranty if it hits a branch? Okay, what if the snorkel's not watertight? And it works good when you can find somebody who they speak enough English that they're determined to get through the call, but they don't speak it well enough that you can't screw with them.
Right.
The funniest thing, this is before YouTube, I took it to a local guy who does my front end alignment on my normal vehicles. So I pull this thing in there, and it looks like the OBS Ford with the tires leaning out. And he's like, hey, bud, I don't know why the hell you brought me this thing. I ain't touching this thing with a 10-foot pole. I'm like, well, hold up, boss. I'm paying you money. You can get it aligned. Well, then he gets that tie rod on the passenger side, and it's just flopping up and down. And he's like, no, I'm not touching that. I did order all that stuff yesterday, by the way. Ball joints and tie rod ends. It's going to be brand new.
Yes, it has a snorkel on it.
It does.
Somebody asked. Country Mile Garage. Yeah, it does.
But
I don't know how many Buicks got a snorkel, but his does.
Sit down ahead of time and think about what you're going to ask them on the warranty. Here's another good one, too, you could do. I could just see you rolling up in front of Enterprise rental car. Seriously, roll up in front of Enterprise with mud up above the roof with the windshield wipers cut out to where you can see through there and just say, making a return. and hopefully there's some college student who works there part-time that just looks at you in utter horror trying to figure out. And just play it real straight. Have one of their key fobs for real on the key, and give it to them, and they'll go out on the lot. And you could do a lot with that.
So since you said all that, I have not thought of none of that. But I have
upgraded it for you.
I have a police officer friend that if he's off and his sergeant will allow him, on my next video, will be chasing me to the crossing of the lake. And there will be Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Just some good old boys.
Just make sure you get it. If you're going to do that, get it with you inside your cab and somewhere that's a good view
Stationary.
of it doing it.
Yeah.
And that's why
you
like
can
I'm trying
combine
to get. I've been on Facebook Marketplace all day trying to get multiple GoPros. And I found the guy who's selling like 10 GoPro 3s. I know them are old and I don't know nothing about them, but he's selling 10 of them for like $300.
I do the 7 on up.
Yeah, there's a reason he's selling them too.
Exactly. And that's what I said. I'm like, I don't know nothing about this stuff.
You can do a whole lot with an iPhone. I'm telling you, 2 people with a phone. You got one in the car, you got one out of the car, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking just some good old boys, and I'm flying across there in a Buick, across Smith Lake, and thinking it all the way to the windshield.
And make sure your camera person, since this is something you don't want to do in more than one take, understands you're filming where the car is going, not where it's been. There's nothing worse than watching an action shot that's a great shot of where the car used to be.
Right.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Just stay ahead of it.
It's like watching one of these YouTube brawls going on in a fast food place, and they always have the worst camera people. I'm telling you, it's like, I don't want you to show me where they were before they started fighting. They get over after all the action, you know.
And they hold it up like this, and then they're down, and then they're up, and then it's down.
I would actually put
sideways.
Your
Put your phone sideways.
Yeah, you don't shoot gangsta, but you film gangsta.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why you don't shoot a gun straight out of the box. It ain't sideways.
Works.
Well, I can tell you, all these guys that take in their beaters and their hoopties to try to evaluate what they're worth to some of these places that'll give you cash that day. That's always fun to watch those, especially when you know, like if they've watched your channel and watched you build that car, they know what's in it. They know its value more than what they're going to give you for it. But it's fun to kind of see those things evolve too.
Oh yeah, I had a guy today try to buy
it.
I can think of thousands of subs of content I could do with that car just like it sits.
Hey man, you need my phone
got all
number?
kinds of fun with it.
I can give you my phone number right now on live. I mean, I'll go ahead and tell you.
I mean, seriously, we can
split the pot. Oh yeah, we can split the pot. We got content, we got scripts, we got outfits you could wear. We've got this all figured out.
Hold up, what kind of outfits now? I wear flannel and Carhartt.
This is a good one. You gotta get one of these. Buff's Garage right here.
You know, I tried to get shirts made the other day and a hat, and I went to this little place. I was like, hey, I want a Richardson 112 hat, and I just
yeah, good luck with that.
I know. And I said, I just want Chucky's Garage. And the dude literally goes, who in the F names their show Chucky's Garage? And I'm like, do you not want to sell something? I'm like, it could be named. I said something I shouldn't have said, but I'm not going to say that here. But and I said that to him. Like, I can name it whatever I want to, Garage.
Yep.
If I'm asking you to, I'll pay $50 for this 2 or 3 hats. But yeah, so
you're gonna pay more than $50. This hat, without the embroidery, is $22.50. It's a Richardson 112, and then the embroidery is another $5. And then the T-shirts, if you go with the cheap like Gildan cotton ones, you can get them around $10-12, depending on if you buy 1,000 or you buy 10. But like I buy an upgraded version of the shirt. So my shirt is almost $20 before they put the $5 logo on the front and the back. And so, yeah, I don't make that really any money. It was all about advertising for me.
This is one of my favorite channel names I've seen recently.
Oh yeah.
Something. Yep. Yeah. I like that one.
Something. Yeah. They're all something garage, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. And I didn't think my name was original. I'm like, well, Chucky's Garage kind of sounds retarded. Like,
no, but then we watch you, and then we realize, no, it's not the garage that's retarded.
Yeah, but here's the catch. Here's the catch.
We love you, Chucky.
Damn.
But
we love
you're the only Chucky. You
That's
are
right.
the authentic Chucky. That's the magic ingredient. Like for example, I see these names, and it's like these. It's almost where what do you guys do? Just draw words out of a hat and combine them.
There he is,
Like
right
a
there.
prefix to the suffix, and you know. And there's something garage.
There he is, right there.
I love that name. I thought that was so great. But no, I see that all the time, and it's like, yeah, but there's like 50 channels that can have this name, but no, there's not but one Chucky. So that's what makes sense about your name. I like
thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
See you there.
So I'm addressing Busted Radio.
I love that name.
This is all advertising, so it's a write-off. So, I always ask for money to, purchase these items off my website, but the reality is I'm not making any money. It's all advertising.
I'll tell y'all one thing that I've really learned since I've started this. And I think y'all will understand what I'm saying. I got the whole idea of why I had the courage to start a YouTube channel by watching Vice Grip Garage. I'm like, well, this redneck does what I do, kind of. I'm not going to go 800 miles away and try to get some clapped out Ford, drive it home. No, I built a trailer for that. But I'm like, well, shoot. But what I have learned is I've met guys like Iris, Buff, John, and realized there's really good content and really awesome YouTube channels that have not, quote unquote, exploded.
Jump the shark.
And so, like now, so like, I'm not gonna lie. I became a member of Vice Grip Garage, and I canceled it the other day because I'm like, and good for him of what he's done.
Right.
But great.
Absolutely.
All four of us would love to be in his shoes. 100%.
I couldn't do that. I could not do.
I think I would end just short of that $1 million check that he got. That's where I'd be like, all right. Once I lose all, I guess, creative control, that's where I'm going to be like, nope.
Now there is a point to like my second biggest hobby, and it's probably my actual first biggest hobby. I love to bass fish. Like I'm a bass fisherman.
From your Buick, you should do that. You should cast out the window of your car. So when you get stuck, you might as well put a line in the water.
He's got to be sitting on the hood or the roof with the seat and the cooler and the fishing pole on the roof.
So here's your video.
Waders.
That's the video.
You just start filming you in the car. And then as your passenger keeps panning out, they're like, my gosh, he is fishing from the friggin' driver's seat.
Instead of the cop car, today on Chucky's YouTube or whatever, we're going fishing today. And the next thing you see falling off into the water, I get on top of the car, throw me a bobber out.
I'm going to share that everywhere. That's hilarious.
See,
I need more stupid stuff to do.
Speaking of stupid stuff, Buff knows what I'm doing this weekend.
Yep.
And I got asked to go do some more stuff, and I'm like, no. There's only so much I can handle. It's
and I have to work Saturday, the one day you're going to be there.
Yeah, I got all the stuff ready. I just got to go. When I get home tomorrow night, I got to run and grab it, and then we're gonna load up Amber and Zeppy in the morning, Saturday morning, and head west.
That's one thing good about my schedule. Like from today until next Friday, I'm off. So I get a 7-day straight off time during the month. That's when most of my videos are made. I just try to post. I know John said I need to start posting 2 a week, or Buff did.
Well,
so I need to start making more.
Post regularly.
Keep them watching.
So I'm trying to do like a bunch. Well, I had several made, and then I mashed the wrong button and deleted all of it.
Oh, man.
And one of them was epic. Like I was climbing this mountain that was like straight up. And I had an in the car video for my buddy, and I bought this little tripod doohickey mabobber at a truck stop for $12 that held the phone on the outside of the car. And so it's me going up the mountain, and then on the inside of the car, you see the Buick tacked out at 7,000 RPMs, and all you see is dirt blowing, and me holding up a Budweiser saying, "Hell yeah, praise hell." And I'm just
that's where you need the GoPro, because the GoPro won't. There ain't hitting the wrong button in that one. You literally have to get really deep in that thing to get it to delete. Yeah, I can't wait to see.
Snow machine ready to go.
I'm gonna end up.
So I screwed that up. That was like it was 2 hours of content, and I made several shorts in them 2 hours for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and I deleted all of it by one button. Somehow,
whereabouts in the country are you?
I'm in Coleman, Alabama.
Okay.
If y'all have ever heard of Stony Lonesome Off-Road Park, I'm about 15 minutes from there. I'm in between Birmingham and Huntsville. I work in Birmingham. I work in a steel mill where I make rebar. That's what I do for a living.
I learned that on your channel.
I was in Hoover last year.
You're in northern Alabama.
That's right. Yeah, and I kind of got in trouble for wearing my uniform on one of my YouTube videos. The No Name National video, I kind of got told.
Really?
Oh yeah. Hey, it's really cool that you're doing these videos, and I understand. But they said, "Hey, take your uniform." Before I got on, when I saw you post the to get on your live, I went and took my uniform shirt off.
My boss he loves it. He doesn't care. But.
Yeah, I got to get. What was I going to say? I was going to do something. Oh yeah, I was on that Dragon Drive that Eric Destroyer 1320 got me. They had Finnegan and what's his name on there, and me and Eric got to going back and forth about Dragon Drive, and I thought Finnegan said something about, or it wasn't Finnegan, it was the other guy. He says, I can't remember his name, but he says, hell, you can bring anything you want. It's not about winning the races. It's about surviving. And I said, Eric, you need to fly in, and we're going to take the ambulance. You can be my co-pilot in that ambulance on a Dragon Drive. The thing will do 22-second quarter miles? It'd be like riding on a couch.
Because I thought about with the No Name Nationals, with the burnout competition, I'm going to bring the parts Buick that I got in the backyard that is clapped out, that's got like 700,000 miles on it. And there was like a dead rattleskin snake in it and all kind of crap when I bought this thing. It was awful. But it's got decent Maypops on the front of it. I'm going to bring that for the burnout competition. I'm just going to lock the e-brake down and hold it to the floor and see how long they last. Because I'm not scared to blow this thing up. That's the thing for me. Like, I don't care. Like, if I blow it up,
3800 will be there for 4 hours.
It ain't got enough power to pull a greasy string out of a pig's asshole, so it probably will be there for 4 hours.
So do you have real dyno numbers on that? Just curious.
Yeah, it does 100 miles an hour falling out of an airplane. I honestly ain't got a clue, because one morning you'll crank it, it'll run like a sewing machine. The next morning it's like an R model Mac. Like, it's just begging for mercy. You got to hold it to the floor, bang it off the rev limiter for about 2 minutes, and it clears up. And I've cleaned all the O2 sensors and everything off the throttle body, but the third time I sunk it in a pond. Because my dad's got a pond, and he threatens me every time I drive it over there, and he says, you won't make it. And then
and that's how it goes. Well, that was the third time I sunk it in the pond.
That's exactly right. So that's the third time. So the third time I sunk it in the pond, I didn't clean it thoroughly. And so I blow soot and mud and pond water out of it. So no, I do not have real dyno numbers on it. It's a bone stock 3800. How I got the car is I was selling a AR-12 that I gave.
AR-12. What's an AR-12? I know what an AR-15 and an AR-10 are. What's an
It's
AR-12?
an AR-15, but it's a 12-gauge shotgun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had an AR-12 that I got off a friend of mine who needed some money for $400. And a guy called me and said, "Hey, man, I really want your gun. I got this old Buick that my grandmother had. It's been sitting in a field for about 7 years. I'll give you $500 and this car for that gun." I said, "Man, I don't know if I can do it, but hell yeah, I'll do that." And so I did that, and I sold the cats out from under the Buick for about $400 more. And so it's straight piped all the way out the back, of course. And then that's how I got the Buick. And I drove it on the truck. Huh?
That's a weird looking ride. That's a weird looking shotgun.
It is. But
is it just man? I mean, it's not semi-auto.
Mine was semi-auto.
It's kind of like lever. It's almost like a lever action. It's a straight bolt action is what it looks like.
Mine was a semi-auto.
Is it?
Yeah, wow. Mine had I had a 20-round drum on mine where it was just boom, 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 boom.
Huh.
Yeah. I kind of like boomsticks. Because I already had an AR-10, AR-15. I got another AR-12 and several others. But so that was to help a friend. Anyway, so that's how I got to Buick. Because I had the Ford Taurus that I blew up at.
Did you sink it once? You surely sank it once in there in a pond, right?
The Taurus?
Yeah.
I sunk it in the ocean.
Oh, that's an upgrade.
I sunk it in the ocean.
Is it still there?
It's just perfect.
No, I drug it home and I scrapped it out.
Where did you sink this in the ocean?
I went across on the ferry from Dolphin Island to Panama City, and I drove it on Panama City Beach. And there may or may not have been 2 or 3 Budweisers involved.
How do you never have? I mean, I want to see everybody else's videos they took of the stuff you did.
Well, I'm
sure
thing, like,
your antics are on other people's social media.
Somebody's got that.
You've gotten 500 subscribers for all kinds of other people.
One guy who might be coming, his name is Stuart Woody's Garage. He says he's going to sign up, but he says he's going to. But he's one of the 6 guys that we do this with. We call ourselves the Mud Ducks. And how that name came up, I have no idea, but we're called that's why there's mud ducks across the front. Yeah, we don't like duck meat, so go ahead and get that out the way. But that's
duck meat is weird.
Get all them TikTok videos that you got up and stuff like that, and just put them on Facebook.
On Facebook?
Or on Facebook, YouTube.
I have, and they've not got no views.
Really?
One of them got 1,300.
How's it titled?
Rest of them's got like 40, 50.
How's it titled?
But what I think it was there's music. TikTok's algorithm is you can play any kind of music, where YouTube don't like you playing Tyler Childers.
You got
right.
Yeah,
copyrighted music.
Music.
Because I'll put stuff on Instagram, and you can only do it's like YouTube. You can only do 15 seconds. But I also have. That's where you can get the free stuff off of YouTube and just cover over it.
Right.
Yep.
Oh.
I would do that and fix your titles. Really go through and look and evaluate every single title. It'll make a big difference.
Well, Buff told me to do that, and I did that on my last video, and it's already past what other videos have done.
That's why.
And so I really listened to what he told me to do and try to do that in my tags.
And not just me, there's other people that do it better, because I've got videos that get a few hundred views, and I got videos that, get 20,000 views. It just depends if it hits the right thing at the right time. Some people really have this down better than I do.
No, but like the all-wheel drive Pontiac to me is going to be just bad. Because I got.
Let's hope.
I was thinking, shoot, I could buy y'all remember the Chevrolet ZR2s? the S10,
Oh, yeah.
and the Blazer that was a wider frame. Man, I could put the Buick on one of those. But then
see, that's where I'm doing it the opposite. Everybody keeps telling me, here's a Bravada, or here's a Astro all-wheel drive, or they're all sending me this little stuff, and I'm like, GMT 800. You can go into any O'Reilly's and find that 2000 to 2007, well, I guess 2006-ish, Chevrolet truck parts are at every parts store, and it's going to be about 3 or 4 inches too wide on each side for the Trans Am, but I could always just have change the offset on the wheels. But the way I'm looking at it is the parts are readily available. I already own the entire drivetrain. It's free, and I like free. So all I got to do is put enough power behind it to snap the axles, and then we're good to go.
That's all I thought of the ZR2s, because it's got a 4L60E and a 4.3. I mean, 4.3 to 350 with the back 2 cylinders cut off, and a 4L60E, it'll last until it don't want to go no more.
Yeah, about a couple of passes, it's done. But
But the power that I'll have, which is not a lot,
right?
Because I'm not all about power. I'm just about, will it make it to the next one? and that's how I feel.
Will it make it to the parking lot? That's really
because like Gambler 500 is sponsored by O'Reilly's, and so like you get a little discount by saying FYI. If you say your car is built for the Gambler 500, you get like 10% off. So you use that. And so I use that constantly. That's why I'll go to O'Reilly's, because there's not somebody there that has no idea what they're not talking about. You tell them what you're working on, they're not going to ask you if it's 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive.
I could tell you the O'Reilly's in Sykeston, Missouri. I was trying to get some parts for my 63 Grand Prix, and the guy behind the counter just looked confused. But then the manager walks out, and the manager goes, "Hold on, let me help you out. What's the car?" And I told him 63 Grand Prix, and he goes, "What's the engine?" I said 2005 LS, and he goes, "What's the radiator?" And I told him it's an all aluminum aftermarket, and he goes, "All right, you need this, this, and this. Let me go grab them off the shelf." He had everything within a couple of minutes sitting in front of me, and that's why every time I needed a part, I went back to that O'Reilly's at Sykeston, because that guy knew what he was talking about.
Exactly.
Because he didn't care what car, what it was supposed to have. He goes, "What's the car? What's in it? And what are the parts?" And he made it work. Obviously, we drove it around. So
I'm trying to find a supercharger for that Buick, because with a factory
3800. I know where there's 2.
Now, the thing that I don't know is, I've heard 2 different ways that if you get a supercharger, you need to change the heads. Some people say you don't.
You do.
I say you do.
You do. You absolutely have to. Yep.
And
it's a whole different front. It's the whole intake and everything's set up different. So I know where there's 2 engines, 2 transmissions, 2 superchargers just sitting. I know where they're at.
Well, hey, I know a guy.
Because I'm using one of the transmissions, but
I'm just saying that I'd be willing to buy one.
Well, you know how to reach me. You know how to reach me. I'll figure it out.
I'm not afraid. I got 7 days off. I'll drive. I don't care.
We might have to meet in the middle.
Okay.
I wonder if I could fit that engine in the back of my Grand Prix. The one with the trunk, not the one without.
Well, does that Grand Prix have the auto leveling air system in it? Yeah.
My 63 does, but not the 98.
My Buick did, and I got a set of shocks out of a Peterbilt that goes in the back of mine. I got shocks of a 379 Peterbilt in the back of my Buick right now.
And that keeps it up out of the water?
That's right. My custom exhaust that goes out the back.
Yep. Thumper, the sweaty fat guy. That's it right there. It's the injectors are in the heads on the supercharged versus the other. So you absolutely you'd spend more time tearing down what's in it when you could just drop it and put the other one in and put it back in there.
I'd much rather do that, because I found a couple. I found the Bonneville that had a 3800 in it. It was like 2002. And the guy sold it before I got a day off to go get it. But he said it ran and drove. But Who knew?
Yeah, the minute I brought that 98 home, I had lots of people telling me where parts were. And I went, it runs fine. It's just that flash it's got a cylinder misfire, but
Yeah.
cylinder 3. But other than that, it's been pretty good. It needs a new transmission.
Well, I got one of those too. If you need one of those, I got.
Yeah, I know where the 2 are that are really close. But yeah, I can always use another one.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will try to burn one up.
I'm gonna burn one of the No Name Nationals. I'll burn it to the ground.
I guess I'm going to be out by you, John, in June.
Uh-oh.
Concord and Rockingham. We'll be in Rockingham first and then Concord. And I think while I'm over there, because I'm going to have the Javelin, I'm going to go try it. I'm going to try to slick by Collier's. And that may be part of the route. It's Power Tour.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they might. I don't know exactly where. I'm not from. I haven't been in North Carolina a lot, except for like Myrtle Beach and crap.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly where Collier's is. It's the AMC dealership. I have to look it up, but I imagine it's got to be part of it. If I can get in there, I'm going to try to sneak in there with the Javelin and get some pictures because he's got all the original AMC, billboard crap up.
Cool.
And a whole bunch of overpriced AMCs. This rotting, which is
yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's I don't know what I'm thinking. It's South Beach or South Carolina's Myrtle Beach, but that whole area, other than going through the gorge in a semi in the middle of the night in the fog, that's fun.
Are you an owner operator, Irish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I was ASC certified mechanic, and then I got to working on semis, and I had more money in tools than I was making. And I was just like, this is some BS. I'm going to do something else. And driver goes, use my truck and trailer, go get your license. Okay. I went and got it, and I drove for some guys, and then a farmer laid me off Christmas Eve in 2010, and I was like, I've had enough of this shit. Went straight from his house to a buddy of mine who had a 99 International 9200 with a Detroit and a 10-speed. I gave him $4,200 for it.
Wow.
I drove that thing for 3 years without a problem. I stole that farmer every job that I had found him hauling rock or grain or whatever. I stole it all.
Yeah, them trucks are
wasn't real happy with me.
IDIs. Them trucks are kind of like the IDI. They're not going to pull real good.
No,
they're going to pull okay, but they're not going to break down.
I ended up blowing the motor. Had 1.7 million on it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I put a brand new Series 60 back in it, and then the frame and body gave out. I ran that thing to literally it could not go no more.
Yeah.
And
my dad's been an owner operator since I can remember. His last hood that we just done, it had 1 million. I bet about what yours had, 1.7 million, 1.6 million on it. And we just scratched that cab over that I was telling you about the other day with the mechanical N14 in it that they only made for like 2 years. We stretched that cab over. Shoot. It's out there. It's nice. It's A-Ride, the whole shebang. It's pretty sharp. But it's only got 680,000 original miles, and it's a 90.
My Kenworth, I've got a W900, a 99, of course, because I'm not letting the government know where the hell I'm at whenever they want.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's got a 3406 ECAT in it. That's now it's got about 500,000 on the motor. The truck's got 1.6 million.
Them 3406s are hard to beat.
It runs.
Oh yeah.
My gearing's kind of crap, but I'd come up out of rock quarry holes, like go down and get the stuff and have to come up, a mile up this road. I'd just put it in first gear and let it idle. It'd just go right up that hill.
My dad had a 3406 and a KW And I remember he's coming out of Indiana, and he got clocked doing 110.
Yeah.
Pulling a bulldozer.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
not hard to do.
State trooper was like, "Hey, Hoss, what the hell you doing?" He goes, "Well, man, there ain't nobody on this road. I was going to stretch her on out."
Yeah.
And he's like, no. How about you do a 75 and a 65 and don't do that shit again?"
Well, they used to catch you when you crossed. If you were on 70,
That's right.
they get you at Brownstown scale over here west of me, and then the next one is Terre Haute, Indiana.
Uh-huh.
So you'd come through there, and they'd stop you in Indiana and be like, because Illinois at that time was 55.
Right.
You're like, how the hell did you get here in this amount of time? And I walked in with just a scale ticket. They were just checking my paperwork one time. And this old man, old school trucker, he's probably in his late 60s, you know. He's sitting there, and lady goes, "How'd you get here so quick? You couldn't have got there 55 mile an hour." And he says, "Ma'am, it's downhill." Yeah. You let him off, man. She's like, that's a good one. I haven't heard that one yet. That's a good one.
Yep.
Downhill trucker.
Now coming through here.
That's a good old Swift and a Snyder driver right there.
They ain't even the
Guys,
ones out there now.
I got to go vacation a little bit more before I head home, so I'm gonna get off here tonight.
Yeah, I need to. I got to get up early.
I got to start wrenching, so.
I got a whole weekend of holy crap.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get some sleep, and then I'm gonna head home so I can start wrenching tomorrow.
That's what I
So
need.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Be careful, man.
See you guys.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna get off here too. I didn't sleep for the damn last night because 2:45, and I haven't decided yet what's all coming to Sykeston. Imagine the ambulance.
My fear is I'm gonna get a good deal on one of these 3 cars that I'm trying to buy, and I really want to take it to No Name Nationals, and so then all of a sudden I'm gonna be really rushed. So
I know all about that.
But maybe I'll haul both of them up there. I don't know.
All I can say is that there's 244 days and 37 and a half minutes. So the clock and the calendar wait for no one.
Don't be like me.
Like I said, I'm going to be there no matter what.
Oh, I know you will.
I'm going to go whether I got the subscribers or not.
I wrenched on my Ranchero until noon the Thursday that the creators are going to get there on Thursdays. I wrenched on my Ranchero until noon that day. I went down there. I went to the gate, and I was covered in Ford. And I didn't even get to bring it because I screwed up the transmission. So,
Thursday's a big old fun day. I mean, we're not going to have the track hop, but if you can get there for Thursday, you really want to. It's free. Thursday's free.
I've took off for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I've took off work for it and everything.
Yep.
I haven't decided if I'm going to try again to get all my people and things run together so I can just have the camper down there. I'd rather do that, but if I have to, Super 8 again, whatever.
I'll sleep in my truck. I don't care.
I can't do that. My set, well, he'll be 8 at that time. My 8-year-old, he won't have it. He'd be like, he wants to sit down and play his damn tablet for a little while.
Half the people there though camp.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just people everywhere, so it's an easy place to just crash.
Yeah.
And the weather will be nice.
I'm going to put a pop-up camper on the tongue of my gooseneck that I built. That was why I wanted to build the one that I built, because it's got the 6-foot platform on top.
Mm-hmm.
I take the axle out from under a pop-up, put it up top up there, brace it in, and I'll have a pop-up camper on top of the platform.
I had a buddy bought my Coleman pop-up and put it on top of his horse trailer.
That's right. Really?
Mm-hmm. Big 5th-wheel horse trailer. He put it right on top because it was just low enough to clear that 13.6 crap.
Right.
And when he popped it up, it was tall as hell.
Right.
That him and his wife, that's how they did it.
I'll be darned.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a cheap way to do it. Sir?
I was in Coleman, Alabama here 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yep, I stayed there on the way to Jake's Dragway.
Jake's Dragway.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a little outlaw track.
That's right. Yep.
The fun tracks.
The fun track.
It was a fun little track.
That's in Bailington, isn't it?
I don't know. It's out in the middle of nowhere, but it's a fun little track.
Well, Bailington is out in the middle of nowhere. That's what I was telling Travis at Perpetual Projects is he ought to go to Bailington before No Name Nationals. Because he lives in Scottsboro, I believe, which is about an hour and 20 minutes from me. But he could go there and test out the old Dodge that he's building or built.
We've got several folks from Alabama look like they want to turn out.
I really want to buy that Mustang he's got. But that's the cool thing about all this. I messaged him about that Mustang, not knowing that he's a YouTuber. And he told me the price, and I was like, look, that's too much for what I want to spend for what I do with the car. Because at the end of the day, like, eventually, hopefully not no time soon, the Buick will be just in a scrapyard. Because what I'll do, I'll end up bending it or bending the whole frame, chassis, whatever. And that's what I did with the Taurus. I scrapped it. So I'm like, I'm not going to spend X amount of dollars on something that I know that I'm going to destroy. So I told him what I was doing is building a YouTube channel. And that's how he's like, hey man, you should come on live with me and this guy named Square Body. And here I am.
Yeah.
I think at the time I had 6 subscribers, and that was about 4 months ago.
Yeah, once you get going with it, it won't take you long. But you'll hit a plateau. You'll be like, then you don't get nothing. You'll get that 500, and then you'll have that one video that'll just absolutely send you. It could be a short. In the end, the best thing to get after you get the 500 is try to get up there with your watch time hours. Dude, I got 214 videos, and I still ain't hit my monetization. So, I mean, it's like you'll stagnate out. Like you'll be like, oh, and then you'll start paying attention. Try not to pay attention to your analytics too much, too hard, unless you're really trying to make it. Because I got one in my ear all the time. You need to pay attention to your analytics and all this stuff. And I'm like, no. I don't want to see that.
Just make content. Content.
Say, I just put out content.
I didn't start it to make, like I didn't start it go, oh, I want to leave my job one day. I started because a friend of mine we're driving on the road and said, it'd be cool to do what we love to do for a living. But he's like, nobody does videos on what we do on YouTube. Because when we first decided to do a Gambler 500 car, there was nothing on how to build a Gambler 500 car.
Right.
There's only videos of the Gambler 500. There was never videos on how to build one. So eventually I do want to get a car where I build it from scratch. Where like, hey, this is a plain Jane, Crown Victoria, Caprice, etc., whatever it may be. Vega, I don't care. And this is how I do it. This is how I build it. This is how I lift it. Because there is lift kits for Buick LeSabres, but they're about $1,000.
Yeesh.
But you don't.
Why is there a lift kit for a Buick LeSabre?
Well, I'm going to say it like this.
Oh, is it for doing like the 26-inch ridiculous wheels? Is that what it is? Okay. Now I know. Some reason you can get a lift kit for a Caprice or something.
So the way you buy a lift kit for a Buick LeSabre is, do you want 22s, 24s, or 26s? So to put 26s on your car, per se, it's about $1,300. I ain't doing that. I'm not spending $1,300.
Well, those I would guess is those lift kits are just garbage.
They're
for nothing but getting out of the way of the tires. That's all they are. I'm sure that they're not scienced out to work in any way. So you're probably better off building your own.
I am. And so that's kind of what I've been kind of making one myself of how to drop the A-arm on the bottom, because the A-arm on the bottom is attached to the subframe side by side. If I drop the A-arm to the bottom, then I also got to make protection plates for that subframe. So I've been looking on how to do that, I've been looking on how to do it myself and how to make upper control arms and the whole shebang.
Yep.
So that's a long time from now. And I kind of want to mock it up on that parts Buick in case it's jacked up. I know what to do but next. But so I've been kind of playing with that idea and drawing it out, trying to get the whole mathematics right, geometry right. So the tires aren't leaning in like an OBS Ford.
Guys, it's been a blast. I got a little bit more work to do tonight. Thanks for having me, Irish. I appreciate
thanks
you.
for coming on, man.
Chucky, it's been a hoot. Chad,
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys. We'll see y'all soon.
See you,
I'm
man.
going to go to bed, fellas. Y'all be careful.
Yep. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
Irish.
Thanks. See you later, man.
Good man.
Yeah, Scott, make more damn videos. Use your phone. Get a right here. See, I got this cheap ass. Look at that. Each one of them. All right. You guys take care.